Thank you for volunteering to serve as a weigh station official. Your job is important. Without you, we could not host the Derby. The goal of this video is to give you everything you need to be confident in your role as a weigh station attendant. If you follow the guidelines we provide, 99.9% of the time, things will run smoothly. In the history of the Derby, we have only had a handful of disagreements or problems at the weigh station. When problems arise, your only responsibility is to contact the Derby chair or the co-chair. As a reminder, your primary responsibility is to document accurate information about the legal fish brought to the weigh station. Let's get started. It is important to inspect the cooler. The rules state that there should be no loose ice or water in the cooler, and only walleye that are going to be weighed should be in the cooler at any time. Anything different will disqualify the walleye from being entered into the Derby. You may have multiple walleye in the cooler as long as they are all being weighed in. If the cooler meets the Derby regulations, then you can move on to weighing the fish. To begin, have the angler fill out the weigh slip with their information. A Derby entrant cannot weigh in a fish without a valid fishing license and Derby entry form. If they ask you any questions, simply refer them to the rules and regulations. When presenting a fish for weigh-in, all persons fishing in the group are required to produce their Derby entry forms. Paper or digital versions of fishing licenses and Derby entry forms are acceptable for the entrant and anyone fishing the Derby in that party. A valid fishing license means proper license or Ohio. Do not go by the color of the license. Look at the date and place of issuance. Only the fishing license of the entrant weighing in a fish is required on the weigh slip. It is a contestant's responsibility to complete the form accurately. You can be helpful, but it is not your responsibility if there are mistakes. If you're weighing fish in one of the trailers, only weigh station attendants are allowed in the trailer. Once the weight is entered on the weigh slip, the contestant may enter the trailer to view the scale if they desire. Place the walleye directly on the scale. Do not remove any slime from the fish. In the trailers, you'll need to stand still, allow the scale a moment to get an accurate reading. Record the weight to the 1/100th of a pound. You may need to round up or down depending on the scale. For example, if the scale reads 8.458, the recorded weight will be 8.46 pounds. If the scale reads 8.453, the recorded weight would be 8.45 pounds. Once the weight has been recorded, you will confirm that the fish is a legal entry in the Derby by checking the length and checking for any abnormalities. To record the length of the walleye, place the fish on the bump board with the nose toward zero and against the wood. Then, pinch the tail slightly and record the length of measurement. While the walleye is on the bump board, palpate the stomach and press along the body to check for unusual bumps. If there are no bumps or oddities, then lift the walleye into the air and inspect it internally with a rod. Slide the rod into the mouth and completely into the stomach of the fish. Move it around and feel for any unusual sounds or obstructions. The final step to confirm the walleye is a legal entry is to wand the fish with a metal detector. Run the metal detector up and down both sides of the fish. If you hear the metal detector beep, there is an abnormality. If you should encounter a problem with a Derby participant at the time of weigh-in, place an X at the top of the weigh slip and a brief explanation on the back of the white copy only. If the fish itself has something odd, go through the normal weigh process and notify the Derby chairman or co-chairman immediately. He and his committee will address this issue. If there's an abnormality with the fish, retain the fish in the designated Derby cooler until the chair, co-chair, or designee can inspect the fish. After the entrant leaves the weigh station, simply place an X at the top of the weigh slip and a brief explanation on the back of the white copy only. All concerns or problems will be kept confidential. Please try and keep any issues at your station quiet without discussion to any other individuals or participants. Mark each walleye weighed in by cutting a V shape in the gill plate. Make sure to ask the entrant if they plan to mount their fish so they can choose which side of the fish they prefer to have cut. All fish must be marked in order to be entered into the Derby. Please fill out all areas marked in gray on the weigh slip and print clearly. Ask the entrant to confirm all of the details on the weigh slip and to sign it. Once the weigh slip has the signature of the entrant and the attendant, the form is official. Prior to weighing in the next entrant's fish, wipe all slime and other debris off of the tray, and then zero the scale if necessary. Again, thank you for volunteering as a weigh station attendant. Your accuracy and attention to detail is important to us. The weigh slip that you certified could be worth in excess of $25,000.